What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So for those who are new, my name is James, and for the past year now I've been trying this YouTube thing out and making videos on the process of what it's like to make apps, work in software development. And this whole time I've been trying to show you guys the whole process of what it is to take an app from start to finish. And I have a bunch of apps in progress and none of them have actually finished yet. At least none of the ones I've been recording. So what I want to do, especially before the year ends, is I want to actually show you guys a process of from start to finish, here's what it looks like. So this is probably going to be my longest video yet. I don't know how long it is, but I'm going to start an idea today and I'm going to finish it in this video. It might, obviously it's going to be multiple days and you're just going to see it in one clip, but yeah, finally you guys will see the process from start to finish and not have all these parts that who knows when, you know, those apps will be done. So yeah, so I'm gonna figure out an idea right now and come up with the design, and I'll film all the days that I work on it, and yeah, so come along on the journey. Please like, subscribe, and keep following along with my videos. I appreciate all the support. Throw some comments and definitely download this app. I'm sure there's a link in the description somewhere because if this video is live, the app is live. So cool. So yeah, now I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna dig in, come up with an idea. That's pretty much the goal for tonight. Maybe I'll get some design done, I don't know. I might look for some design inspiration. So we'll see. I think I wanna make something that I do now, but mentally. For example, this camera. To buy this camera, I set requirements for myself that was pretty much saying, hey, if I want to buy a camera, I needed to make 4 YouTube videos with my phone and post 10 Instagram reels with my phone. And that was my way of earning the camera. And I did the same thing with like running shoes. I wanted new running shoes, so I set a goal of I have to run 20 miles in my bad running shoes. 20 miles for me is a lot. So I figured, you know, maybe that's a good app idea. Pretty much you set a goal for something you want. It could be something you want to buy or do, and then you set requirements, and then the app will just help you track those requirements. For example, let's say you want to have a cheat meal. Well, maybe work out 5 times that week could be the requirements. I don't know. I'm going to chat with Claude or GPT, whichever one. I've been messing around with both lately, and see if it can help me find some good use cases for these, and then I'll share those with you guys. It worked out pretty well. I used GPT-01 preview, which is a new one that doesn't use internet or anything like that. It just thinks, and it was slow, but it thought really well. It came up with users, the goal, the reward, and the different use cases. So I'm gonna read some. So for example, it has user Sarah, working professional, aiming to stay fit. So the goal that you set is complete 20 workouts in a month, but the reward would be purchase some new fitness equipment, right? And it has some other stuff like the motivation and achievements and stuff, but then we'll go, Mike, someone looking to eat healthier. And the reward would be enjoy a nice cheat meal, and the goal is eat at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables daily for 2 weeks. Okay, let's pick a random one so we don't go farther. We have Alex, aiming to pay off student loans. The reward, upgrade your laptop. The goal, make extra payments totaling $2,000 this year to debt. Okay, and using these, I think I have a solid idea. So now I'm gonna try to find a good design. Maybe there's something out there that I can use and buy, or I'm gonna design something myself using a bunch of resources. Scratch that. I'm tapping out. I had a long day at work and I'm tired, so no design tonight, but tomorrow or whenever I get to it, then I'll film that and let you guys know. Peace. Cool. So technically day 2 now. We already finished up the core features for the app, right? Which is just allowing a user to set a goal, set the steps that they want to achieve to get that goal and get that reward, right? So obviously we're gonna have authentication, some kind of backend, don't know what that looks like yet, and that goal setting page, right? Your home page and a page to create the new goal, probably edit a goal, and then delete a goal. Very simple. So today's goal, I'm using goal too much, but today's goal would be to design the app out fully. For those who are new to the design process, I'm skipping a step, but what that step would be is it goes low fidelity, then high fidelity. Low fidelity starts with just stuff like square drawings, and that allows you to, mock up different iterations of different screens quickly, because you're just using shapes to symbolize kind of where things would go. This helps you get ideas out quickly, and then you can pick the ones you like and then iterate on those and make them high fidelity, which is what we're doing today. High fidelity is where it will look exactly like how the app will look, right? It's gonna have the colors, the fonts, everything. So look some more into low fidelity designs if you're interested. I'm using some resources that I pay for. The main one that I use is called UI8, and it has a bunch of really nice apps that are designed out by different designers, and I pay annually for it, and I can download these apps and make them and use these resources. And I'm using Dribble. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna take, 3 or 4 or however many I find that I like and piece them together. Sometimes when I'm doing this resource planning phase, I look for maybe an app that has the over-encompassing style of what I'm looking for, and I found one that I think I like, and then I also from there look for apps that have maybe components that I like, or a piece that I like, maybe the font, maybe an icon, maybe some kind of graphic, I don't know. So I have enough resources for that. I'll show you guys right now. Okay, so these are the ones I chose, and I was drawn to this project. I don't know why. I like the style of it. Okay, I don't even want to say I like the style. I don't really like this style, but I haven't seen any apps that really do this style, so that kind of made me want to try getting out of my comfort zone. I also found one that, like this guy down here, this is more common for me. This would be an app that I would definitely typically take a lot of inspiration from. Just the way the components looks reminds me of Pin and my other apps. So I think because this app is just going to be something quick that I want to build, I want to try going out of my comfort zone and using this as the core theme. I think this style is called neo-brutalism. So I'm going to try that. But like I said, so this one is the main style and theme of my app, but I like different components. I don't know if I'll use this graph, but I thought it was cool, so I saved that. I also like the way these cards look. I don't know if I'll use it, but this percentage with the charts, maybe I add a time, I don't know. So that was kind of cool. Here's some other, some other different ways of showing that. Maybe some categories, I don't know. This was kind of cool for like the gamification later on. I thought this was also kind of cool. This is off Dribble, so these aren't like design files. I can't copy this. Somebody else owns this. But I thought this was cool. Like, this is literally like showing the goal with how far you are. I don't necessarily want the dates. But yeah, cool. So now, from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna take like these rough designs and actually build out my screens. So I'm gonna skip the login screen and all that for now because I don't really care. And I'm gonna jump to the home screen, which is showing the goals and everything like that. So yeah, we're gonna start that. It was a long session. I honestly didn't get as much done as I thought I would, and I regret not doing lo-fi. I thought I had the idea in my head fully. I knew what I wanted to show on the page, but I didn't know how to show it. And that's where the lo-fi would have helped a lot. I didn't know if I wanted the goal first, meaning, for example, let's take the running to get new shoes, right? The goal would be running 20 miles. The reward would be get new shoes, and I wouldn't have a time, like an expiration date. I didn't know if I wanted the goal first or the reward first. So I chatted with GPT about the different psychological, benefits of both. And ultimately I chose to put the reward on top because that kind of simplified how it looked. I prefer it that way because then the goal, running 20 miles, is close to where I put the progress bar for tracking the 20 miles. So that made it a lot simpler. I like it. It's a simple design. I'm gonna play with the colors. I don't think I'm gonna keep the background color that way. I'm gonna definitely do a dark mode. And I need to do like the mode where when you click into the field and you can actually create the goal and reward. I don't know how that's gonna look yet, but I'm gonna call it right here for tonight because it's like 2 o'clock now. I can't believe I spent so much time on this one screen, but I kind of like it. As you guys can see, based off of the original like neo-brutalism theme, I still tweaked it with some of the components that I liked. I like round edges, so I kind of combined them both in this. And that's a part of the design process, is like taking a bunch of inspiration and then using the pieces that you like to build, your own app, your own flavor. I'm getting lost in my words because I'm tired. So yeah, I'm gonna end this part here. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get the other screens designed out too. Cool, guys. All right, I changed my mind. I didn't like the background, so I updated it and I added a dark mode. So this is the new light mode and this is the new dark mode. So now I'm done. All right, so it's technically day 3. I finished up the design. It's only like 5 screens. They're all right here. So we have the home page where we can see all the goals and you can track your metrics. and then you can click through the ones that are done and canceled. The simple screen where you can create your goal. You can just fill out the reward, your goal, the tracking metrics, and then if you made any current progress, like if you're starting from the middle, you know, maybe you already did 3 out of these 4 videos, so you can put 3 here, and then an optional date for when it ends. You can edit it, like if you're on the home screen and you hit edit, it's pretty much the same form just filled out. Simple login screen, simple create account. All we're going to take is your first name, and then basic settings page. Ignore this team members in business, I just was lazy. But cool, so now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to start the actual development of the app. What I also did today is I figured out the database structure. So it's going to be small because the app's small. So we're going to have 2 collections, or 1 main collection and a sub collection. I'm going to use Firebase for this since I'm so familiar with Firebase. So we're going to have a users collection, which will just have the name, the email, when it's created. The password isn't stored. Firebase handles that with their authentication. And then the users will have a sub collection of goals. So this is how the data would look. And then the sub collection will have the goal title, the unit, target value, which is like 4 YouTube videos. Unit's a weird one because the user could put whatever they want. They could put miles, hours, books. So I'm just going to store a string and then see what people start typing in. Maybe later we'll have a drop down. Target value would be how much. For example, with the YouTube videos example, it'd be 4. And then current value is what you're tracking. You know, if you can, as you do it, you can increment. Deadline's optional date. Might delete this category, whether it's completed, and then this is the reward. Like for 4 YouTube videos, I get to buy a camera. And then this is what the data would look like. Cool. So now I'm going to start the Flutter project. I'm going to build this in Flutter so it can be deployed on Android and iOS. For those who don't know, Flutter is a cross-platform language that lets you build mobile apps for like Android, iOS, web. And then I'm going to use Firebase for the backend and authentication. So I'm going to sign up for that now. What's up, y'all? It's been like a couple days since I worked on this, so I don't really remember what I talked about. Work was busy this week, so I didn't get to touch this as much as I wanted to. So I'm out here in this new part of town. It might be a little windy. It's a cool little coffee shop. It's pretty good weather here in Dallas now, so I'm working outside for the first time since I've been here. What I'm going to be working on today is building out the app. Obviously, I guess that was dumb. But I'm going to be working on the authentication piece. That's what I'm going to try to get done today, is creating a user, storing them in Firebase. What I've done so far is I've been able to get some of the theming done, which is small stuff, but I wanted the text fields to look right. I wanted the colors to look right, all of that stuff. So, yeah. And that's kind of what it looks like now. Here we go. Let me show you. So you can see like the buttons and the text fields kind of match the theme. Also, the font for the logo is the exact font that I wanted, which is Caveat. It's a Google font. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be working on today. So I'm gonna try to finish that up now. Cool. Cool. Alright, so it's been a little bit. I got the UI for the authentication screens built out. I built out like the social buttons, kind of like what you guys saw a second ago. So I'm gonna take a break, go eat with my girlfriend now, and then when I get back today, I'm gonna wire up the UI. I gotta add in the block for authentication that's gonna like watch their auth state, and then I also have to link that up to Firebase, which is what I'm gonna use for auth. So cool. What's up? So it's another day. I finished up all the authentication, and now I'm gonna start building out the actual home page of the app, which is where you can see all the goals and see the progress and all that. I'm gonna try using Cursor AI, which is a new editor that has AI built in. It's pretty much just a fork of VS Code, but it knows your code base and it can create files, and I'm gonna see how it works. I don't really know how to use it, but I guess we'll see. I'm at this cool little coffee shop too, so it's a nice day outside. So I couldn't really get Flutter running in Cursor. I'm probably just doing something wrong. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of janky. I'm gonna use Cursor to write the code, and then I'm gonna have VS Code running in the background where I'll actually reload the app. Cool. Yo, that went super well. The cursor was so quick. At first I didn't really know how to use it, and I generated the file, and then I didn't know that it could create it for me. I guess there's multiple ways you can chat with it, in a way that you just chat and then copy and paste the code. or where it creates all the different files. So I learned and got it done, as you guys probably saw in the little time lapse I did. But this is the UI now. I mean, I thought I was gonna spend like 3 hours on this thing, and it flew by. It got it really close. I have to do some play with the styles a bit, but it was a pretty cool experience. I want to try getting Cursor to work with Flutter now, specifically so I could like hot reload in their editor instead of having to have VS Code in the background. I'm sure it's just me messing it up, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this data come from the database. I have to do the whole clean architecture stuff. I have to create the use cases, the data source, the repo, all that. I'm going to see if Cursor can do it first off, actually. But yeah, it's coming along, because this is all fake data, by the way. I just mocked it up. But cool. So that's what I'm going to work on now, is getting all the architecture done. What's up, guys? It's been a couple days. I have made some crazy progress using Cursor. I finished a lot more than I thought I was going to. So today I'm going to give you a demo of where the app's at, and then I'm going to try to do some research on the in-app purchases part. So I'll probably knock out the settings page and then do the in-app purchases, and then that'll be it. I'll be ready to push this thing. So I'm just gonna get set up, I'll give you the demo, and then we'll get started. Okay, cool. So this demo is gonna be different because I actually push it to Apple's testing environment, test flight. So you can see the login page here, boom, create your account, boom. We already saw this work before, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna log in now with my test user so y'all can't steal it, because I'll delete it by the time I push this. Boom. And nice, we're logged in. As you can see, we're in now. You can see my goal list. You got current, claimed, and archived. So current's where we have, the ones we're working to now. Claimed is all of the ones that we finished, and we have claimed the reward. That just means you bought whatever you wanted to buy. You ate the cheap meal, you went on that vacation, you celebrated, whatever the reward was, you did it. Archived is ones that you gave up on. Notice the color here, it changes based off of your status, like the percentage. It'll start off red, and then it'll go orange, which is this, and then it'll go green. But let's see what happens. So let's say today I ran 2 miles, right? Which I did, I'm proud of myself. So I'm gonna go boom, boom, 2. I added a little animation and some confetti for no reason. That's how it looks. And yeah, that's it. And I'll just keep track of this. Now what happens when I finish it? Boom. So now it'll stay here. And I chose to leave it here so that way I could remember which ones I finished, even if I haven't done that thing yet. So I just finished this. I didn't buy those shoes. I don't want to forget about it. So I'll leave it here until I go buy them. Let's say I buy them today, then I'll just hit claim, a little celebration, and then it goes away. I need to add a 0 state page, and now it's over here, buy new running shoes. And it tells you what date you claimed it on, just so you can remember. But I mean, yeah, that's it. We also did the create. So as you see, I can come in here, let's add a new one. Again, buy new running shoes. And then we'll say run, we'll give it 10 miles. So now we put the reward, the goal, this is just what's displayed. This is the number that matters, your target value, 10. These technically don't have to match up, but yeah, miles, boom. And then this is current progress, is just if you've already started. I didn't, so I'm just gonna leave it. And this one, I don't really want a deadline. So I'll just hit boom, save. And now if we go back to current, I have a little refresh problem. Give me a second, I'll fix that bug. Okay, boom, and here's our current goal. Notice there's no progress, we're at 0. But if I add one, boom, there it goes, it shows up. And you'll see the colors change once I get to there you go, 4, now it's orange. When I get to 7, it should turn green. And then I can also edit this. Let's say I'm like, you know what, 10 is too easy. I'm gonna increase that, I can save. And now it says 20. That's the whole demo so far. I mean, the app does exactly what I wanted it to do. We have authentication, we have storage, creating, editing, and deleting. I didn't show you guys that, but you can delete the goals as well if you want to delete them. I have the archive tab, but I don't have an archive button yet, so I'll fix that. So now what I'm going to do today is probably add that archive button and then settings page, and I want to look into how to do in-app purchases. And that's it. Okay, so finished up. Profile page took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but as you see, you can get here. I'm gonna change this icon. You can click this. We're here. I gotta fix some theming crap, but I made it easily to change the theme. Delete account down here. This has a little, oh, I just deleted my old account. Well, that was a bug. I'm gonna have to fix that tomorrow. Good night. What's up, guys? So it's another day, and I'm planning to get Revenue Cat subscriptions all done today. I've never done it before. I've had it in other apps, but my co-founder, who always helps me on these other apps, he implemented it last time. So I'm excited to dig into it. I'm not gonna use Cursor for this. The reason is I really wanna understand how to do it, and I don't want the AI to just build it out and me not know what's going on. So that's kind of how I balance using AI with building software. I only use it for things that I feel like I know how to do, and this is just like, hey, speed it up. But for something new like this, I'm really gonna read the docs, watch some YouTube videos, and just try to learn. So I'm out here at a co-working space today with my girlfriend, dog, and a friend. So be here for a couple hours, post up. I'm just gonna read the docs and figure it out. So digging through their docs, I found that, well, the docs are, first off, they're kind of interesting because it takes you step by step, but then along those steps, you can skip to the part that you need to set up. So I found myself bouncing around a lot, but it still helped me get everything working. So it starts off with setting up your App Store Connect. I'm starting with iOS. So setting up App Store Connect, you have to create the subscriptions on there or the in-app purchases. In this case, I'm gonna do an annual subscription. I'm just gonna make it cheap, like $5, $4, whatever. I think I did $4.99. And you set that up first, and then you have to set it up in Revenue Cat. So you create a project, and then you create apps in that project. Those apps are, your different platforms. Once you create those apps in the project, then what you have to do is set up the Revenue Cat, like, I don't know what they consider it, but like levels. So they have entitlements, they have products, and they have offerings. And the way they say it is you create products, which are what the user pays for, like annual subscription, monthly subscription. And then you create these entitlements, which are the levels. Like, let's say you have a pro tier and then platinum tier or a gold tier, whatever. And then after that, they have like another level called an offering, which is a group of products that will all be returned at the same time. So you can show it on your paywall screen. So in my case, I have one subscription and one tier, so one entitlement. So it's pretty simple. And then my offering is, again, just one thing. So now I'm gonna figure out how to connect all that to the code. Cool. So I got a lot done today. I didn't think this revenue cat stuff was gonna go that smoothly. I thought it was gonna be really confusing, but they have a lot of documentation. And I actually found a YouTube video where one of the guys takes you through some of the setup. So it worked out. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of what the app is looking like now. Let me see. Boom. So I'm gonna show you guys what the app's looking like now. So I created a paywall screen. Actually, I didn't even create one. RevenueCat has that too, where you can configure these paywalls and then just say, hey, give me this paywall for these offerings that I told you about before. So now what happens is I'm allowing users to have one free goal to track, and you can keep doing that. Ignore how garbage this data is, I was testing. But notice down here it says upgrade to track multiple goals, and I can click upgrade here, and boom, the paywall pops up. Now I can also hit this plus sign here. If I try to add a new goal, again, paywall pops up. Now, if I go ahead and go through this process, subscribe, boom, I'm gonna subscribe, and now I can add my goal. I'm here, there's no call to action to update or anything. So it worked out. I gotta clean up some of that, like it was kind of rough moving from that screen to the ad screen. It felt janky, and I'm gonna definitely add a better component for that, like upgrade widget. But apart from that, it's working pretty nice. I probably need to add like some kind of restored purchases here in the settings as well. But apart from that, it's looking good. Now all that's left for this simple app is some zero state pages. Like when you first come into the app, if you have no goals created, I need to show some component, and maybe like an onboarding screen that shows kind of what you can use the app for and guide you through creating your first goal. But those will be really quick and aren't necessarily needed for the first push. So we're almost there to launch. After I do those, then we'll just push the app to the App Store and let it ride. And that would literally be the whole process of building the apps. You guys seen it. Idea, design, build out the core functionality, obviously front end and back end, and then figure out, are you gonna monetize it? If so, what are you gonna use to monetize it? And then from there, just submit it to the App Store. So yeah, I'll see you guys another day. Cool, last video, I'm done. The app is live. After RevenueCat, what happened? So after RevenueCat, I needed to get the App Store listing correct and like fill out all the description, get the screenshots up, do a privacy policy, terms and conditions, and then you submit it to review in the App Store. I got denied 4 times. It was painful. Each time was something small. One time, there was actually a real bug, so I do appreciate that. But it was a painful process this time. I've had other apps that get through on their first try. This was definitely my most rejections at first. So the app is live, it's in the App Store, right? Some things have changed, right? One thing I did is I lowered the annual subscription to $2.99 and I made a lifetime subscription for $4.99. So when you go into the app now, this is what you'll see. And I also updated that little upgrade down there. So you can click it, boom, and then there you go. You have your two choices. You guys should definitely, support your boy. It's $4 for the whole year, $5 for lifetime. Come on now. You can do it. So what did I learn from this? I learned about how in-app purchases work and what needs to be done in order to actually submit them to the App Store. That was helpful. I've also learned how to use AI or Cursor specifically to build apps. It does better with small tasks. I've tried using it to build out like a huge feature, and the code is not that good. It's very buggy, but what it's really good at is small tasks. So maybe build out the UI for a screen in one chat, and then after you build out the UI, then add the functionality of that screen in a separate one. Doing those both in one, it's not that good. So yeah, reviewing the whole process for you guys. App ideation to launch is come up with the idea, figure out a design, build it, figure out how you're gonna get monetized, if you are gonna get monetized, publish it to the App Store. And that is the whole process. I know this is a little bit different. It's not like a tutorial where I'm teaching you guys. I'll just let you follow along with my journey in one video. It took about 10 days of working on it, but that 10 days was spread out over this past 3 weeks, hence the facial hair. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment on the video. I don't know how many of y'all actually made it to the end. If you made it to the end, throw me a comment just so I know you a real one. Please download the app, give it a review in the App Store, and subscribe to it. Why not? Help me out. I appreciate it. It's relatively cheap. If you can't afford it, then don't do it. But thanks, guys. I'm gonna be trying to make more of these videos. Next, I'm thinking about learning about AI agents and like agentic frameworks and all that. So that's kind of where my head's at. If you're interested in that stuff, follow along. And yeah. Peace.